Hi guys, we're here down in the lab again. Bear with me, I'm dealing with a chest cold right now, but I wanted to get these mod instructions out on the website, YouTube, whatever. Today we'll be installing the Cemetery and Graveyard mod for Metallica Remastered. This fits the Premium and the LE. Tools you'll need. You'll need a Phillips screwdriver, preferably magnetic. You will need a, what is this? 11/32, right? Socket driver. And then you will need a, this is 5/16. I would prefer you guys don't use a socket driver for, I'll show it in the future. If you have like a shallow well socket, that's great. If you have like one of these screwdrivers with the flip around that you can adjust the bits, this side is, I think, 5/16, right? So any of these will fit. And I'll show you when we get down where you need not to use like a 5/16 nut driver, because the head is too tight to get into the spaces we need to get into. So first thing we want to do to install our graveyard. This does not have to come out, but it's literally one bolt and it will make your life a lot easier. We're going to take our nut driver and we're going to remove this straight habit trail. Super easy. Don't drop your washer. I always put my washer and my nut back on the location I took it from, especially when installing mods, just so nothing gets lost. When you can. Sometimes you can't. You'll see here there are some places where you can't take stuff off. So next thing, so these screws, you got two here and you got two here. These hold the opto in for the cross, for the magnet, whatever it is. The front ones, we're going to take these out, but we're going to tighten the back ones first, just to make sure that the opto doesn't move and get out of alignment. So we're going to take these two screws out. And then the next screw we're going to take out is this front one. And then we will take this back screw behind the horseshoe ramp. It's a tiny screw. I don't believe we'll reinstall this one. This is where a magnetic screwdriver comes in handy. I can reach in there and grab it, but the magnetic screwdriver can do it just as easy. So we're going to put those all somewhere where they don't get lost. The next thing you need to take out is this LED UV light. So you take the screw off. A way to like loosen these posts, another way to loosen them, sometimes, let's see if this works. You kind of over tighten. No, it won't. No, yeah, there it goes. It's fine. So you kind of over tighten a little bit and then kind of like back that screw out. Move this out of the way. I don't know why I started to put a notch in that plastic. Move this post. Magnetic screwdriver. Get that washer out. Okay, so those are all the screws we're going to take out. Next we're going to go with, this is 5/16. We're going to take this one off. This one will not be this one will not be reinstalled. This one will, and this is why you'll need this tool, a shallow socket, or just something like. Alright guys, we're back. The camera died. Oh boy. So it's gonna be fast. So this bolt we just took off, then you take off this back one back here. We're going to try and So we got everything we need off. So we're going to lift this plastic up. And when you lift this, you need to watch the spinner. If you look here, you have your optos, and it's pretty tight. This is where your wires for your fence are going to feed through. So ideally, feed these through first before you put your plastic back down, if that makes sense. So I'm going to pause the video, feed these wires through because they can be tricky at times, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, I got my wires fished through. If you get one of these from Harbor Freight, these dental picks, these help with like these holes on the optos because they're so small to get the wires through. But these wires need to also go through the back and then down below. Not this way. Like you can kind of see where the cross and the ball rail, the ball, you know, it's on the other side. So we're gonna put this plastic back. So I take this spinner, move it out of the way, put these plastics back down in, right? And these wires, they can be loose for the time being. So in your baggie, you'll get a couple zip ties, a wire harness, and then these two long screws. These will be the screws that replace the two screws that you took out of the opto, and they go in through the top of these pillars, right? So put these in real quick. As soon as I find the hole. So put that one in. Again, it doesn't have to be crazy tight. Let's just get the screws in so everything's not flopping around. And that we still have a little bit of play on the plastic. Then we're going to go back to that front screw that we took out of here. And we're going to put that one in. This one's a little bit bigger of a pain, I'd say. Kind of keep it loose in the back so you can get the front lined up. That's that. Tight. It's got, I think that one has thread lock on it. And then this one, just, you know, I'm using 2 fingers to tighten that down. That's all that one is. Now you're going back to one of those 3 nuts that we pulled off, and you're going to use that shallow socket. Kind of, if you want to come over here, Jen, where you can see it, kind of pull that wire out of the way and put this nut on there and tighten this down. Again, it doesn't have to be crazy tight. And then we're going to tighten the back one down. That's it for the towers. Cemetery. This one's a little bit easier. You'll see this UV LED. There's a big hole here for these wires to fill through. So how I do this is I take this, kind of feed these wires in one at a time. We're going to pause the video and I'm going to get these wires down in. Alright, so we got the wires down in. So now you're kind of come through here and lift the back plastic up, set that down on top of that post, and then this goes here. And we're going to use another one of those. We're going to take that bolt that we used back there and install this. Then here is the washer and post. Followed by this. And that's it for up top. We're going to install the habit trail, which is that long piece of metal. I don't think you guys need a video on that stuff. We're going to pause it. We'll show you the underside. Alright guys, we got our habit trail reinstalled. The last piece for this is the archway. The archway can go either way. Kind of like this side is more ornate. So this is just a compression fitting. If it ever gets loose or something like that, you could just wrap a piece of thin Scotch tape around it, or piece of paper, or whatever, and it'll tighten it right back up. But I wanted to make this removable, so you guys, if something happens, you need to change out an opto or something like that, you can get these out. So the next thing is we're going to go on the underside. And we're going to give these wires a tug. These are the front ones for the tombstones. You know, there's a little bit of play left in those ones. These ones shouldn't have much play in it. And then in your kit, you'll have this splicer. And you're going to look for this clump of 4 plugs. Hopefully they're all zip tied together. Stern keeps them together. But there's this 3-way in here. That's for, I think that's for the cross. Yeah, it ties into the cross. We're going to plug this in. Yours won't have a blue mark. I just marked mine, so I know all the time where it's at. And then we're just going to plug all this stuff into the harness. It doesn't matter which way it goes, in no particular way. I would say try and keep this out of this rotating area. If it's over here, you know, underneath one of these wires. And then I think I included zip ties also. If you want to like zip tie this stuff up out of the way of this rotating wheel. But that's it, dude. It's pretty straightforward. We'll pause the video, fire up the machine, and you guys can take a look. Hey guys, we're back on top. Everything's installed. Hopefully we get a little bit of light show here from the, yeah, there you go, the crypt or graveyard or whatever you want to call it. I think it's a graveyard, but pretty cool piece, you know. I'll leave a link down in the below, and if you guys have any questions, reach out to me either on Pinside or Facebook. And again, sorry for my voice. We've been dealing with this stuff in the house for the last 7 days.